First of all, let's admit that 20s is a very confusing time. I am 21 years old and I know the problems very well. You are transforming from a carefree child to a responsible adult. Here you feel the weight of responsibility of your family, career, job, marriage and whatnot. You have to decide what you want to do in the future, how you will live, with whom you will live, and so many things happen in just 10 years. But it's also true that 20s is a transformative decade. These 10 years mostly decide the quality of life you will live further. And you can have many questions in your 20s that may confuse you or problems that may break you. So it becomes essential to read books that would answer your questions, teach you powerful methods of living and motivate you to work for the life you desire. So in this video I will tell you about the 7 books that you must read in your 20s to get the best out of this decade. All of these books are carefully chosen based on the problems we generally face in our 20s. So without any further ado, let's get started. Often in our 20s we feel meaningless, hopeless and confused about what we should do in the future. Whenever we face a difficult situation, we lose hope and life does not seem worth living. Here a book about hope can be helpful. Hence the first book on the list is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which is considered as one of the most influential books of all time. The author, Viktor Frankl, was a prisoner for 3 years in Nazi concentration camps during World War II, where he fought every day to remain alive. The book is divided into 2 parts. In the first part, the author has shared his struggles in the camp, including every detail like the labor he performed, the food he ate, and the inhuman treatment he got. And the second part contains the lessons you can learn from his experience in the camp. Here the book tells you about the importance of finding a purpose for living, which can make your life interesting and meaningful. A powerful lesson I have learned from this book is that everything can be taken from us. We may lose everything, but our freedom to choose how we react to these situations will always remain with us. Wait. This is getting philosophical. When you will read the details of author's suffering, you will feel blessed for the life you have, and I'm sure that this book will provide you with hope and make you optimistic about life. If I'm talking about the best books you should read in your 20s, how can I forget Atomic Habits by James Clear? This book is mainly about habits and you already know how important habits are. They can make or break your life. The 20s is the right time to make rewarding habits, and this book contains supremely practical ways to make good habits and break the bad ones. Atomic habits are small and easy practices that when you do daily can produce remarkable results. For example, learning 2 words every day won't take more than 5 minutes and is very easy to do. But when you do this simple activity for years, you would have a strong vocabulary. Similarly, there are other atomic habits like exercising or meditating for 5 minutes, reading 5 pages of a book every day. You get the idea, right? These small practices may not seem valuable at all, which is why we don't engage in this. And this is also the reason why we engage in bad habits, because they don't seem to cause any harm at the moment. But with time, the results overwhelm us and we find ourselves in chaos. So it's necessary to focus on small but good habits. Atomic Habits is one of the most popular books in the present time, and you would find it probably in every book recommendation. But this is not fame which makes this book valuable. The book itself is valuable. And I would say you must go for this book if you are not satisfied with your life and want to change something. Changing something does not mean changing your bedsheet or changing your profile picture in Facebook. If you are like most people, you would be overwhelmed in your 20s. Overwhelmed. How do we say it? Because there are so many things to focus on and you don't exactly know what to do. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson can be a great help here. At its core, the book is about finding what is truly important to you, what matters the most, and then focusing on it and letting everything go. It's because between birth and death we have limited amount of time, so we can care only for a limited number of things, and not caring about unimportant things saves a lot of time and energy, which allows us to focus on important ones that can really make a change. To be honest, I would say this book may contradict some books on this list, so I would suggest not follow everything written in this book, actually in any book, blindly. You should read, understand, apply them in life, and then see if it works for you or not. Now there is one important thing which you must learn in your 20s. This can prove to be extremely rewarding and can benefit you for the years to come, which is learning personal finance. And it's important because school and colleges won't teach you this. You have to do it all by yourself, and that's where books can help you. And one of the best books on personal finance is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You might already have read it, or if not, must have heard it because it's a popular book. Rich Dad Poor Dad will tell you how rich people think and act as opposed to poor people, whether you should go for a 9 to 5 job or not, what are the differences between assets and liabilities, why you should work for yourself, and many other important things related to personal finance. One of the best lessons from the book is that you should not work for money, but your money should work for you. And you can do this by making assets like investing in stocks or writing a book. If you work for money, you will keep working hard but will never have enough to fulfill your demands. But if you have money working for you, you can earn more money without putting in much effort. Rich Dad Poor Dad can be a transformative read, and 20s is the best time to read it. And I will highly recommend this book if you are from a middle class background. This book will completely change your way of thinking. Your quality of life largely depends on how well you can talk with people. If you are an employee, you have to persuade your boss. If you are an entrepreneur, you have to lead your employees. If you are married, you have to convince your spouse. What? Not married? Then you have to impress your crush, right? No matter where you are, what you are, you will need soft skills. And that is why I have included this book on the list, How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book can improve your soft skills, and it will answer questions like how to convince anyone, how to handle a difficult conversation, how to criticize anyone without offending, how to make a lot of friends, and so on. This book can be a real treasure for introverts, but if you are an extrovert, it will still help you because, as I said, no matter where you are or what you are, you will need soft skills. Each chapter in this book contains a practical tip to improve your conversation skills, and I'm sure if you understand and apply these tips to your conversation, you will be able to influence many through your speaking. Don't you think it would be better if you get to know what makes successful people successful and then directly follow it? Well, here is a book which can help you in this. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a 1937 book whose concepts are still relevant to this present time. Before writing this book, Napoleon Hill studied the lives of around 500 successful people, including Henry Ford and Theodore Roosevelt. Then he found the 13 steps that can help anyone achieve what they want: money, happiness, mental peace, whatever. Think and Grow Rich is all about these 13 steps. One of the best lessons from the book is that you need a burning desire and an enduring faith to achieve anything significant. The first requirement for success is desire. If your desire is weak, most probably you will give up when you face challenges. Similarly, you need faith in yourself to remain positive and act confidently. This book can be beneficial in your 20s because it will tell you how you can utilize your mind, develop yourself, and then get what you want. You may not need all these 13 steps described in the book, but I'm sure some of these steps will positively influence your life. Now the last book on the list will tell you how to live a creative life. It is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I have already made a video on this book sharing 3 lessons from it. If you want to watch it, I will put the link in the description. This book will be your ultimate guide if you want to be an artist. But if you don't want to be an artist, it will still be very helpful because you will need creativity to excel in your career or to make your life interesting. Big Magic will ensure that you get better at creative living. Now I have the book with me, so I will read a paragraph for you in which the author describes creative living. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all and then stands back to see if we can find them. The author has shared many interesting experiences from her writing career with a gripping narrative style. One of the best things I have learned from this book is that fear and creativity have some strange relations. Wherever creativity goes, fear follows. The problem with fear is that it's boring because it's the same every day, and it's dangerous because it can control your life. but you can't completely get rid of it because fear is natural. So what should you do? The book says, get comfortable with fear. Don't let it make decisions, instead follow your curiosity. When we are in our 20s, we take our life very seriously, which results in frustration. Big Magic will tell you how you can use your creativity to live a colorful life. So these are the 7 books which you should read in your 20s. You can start with any of this and then go on to read the others. Millions have already read these books and found positive changes in them. I'm sure that you are not going to be an exception to this. And remember, it takes time and effort. You can't just expect a sudden change after reading a book. You need to practice what you learn. So read, experiment with what you learn to see if it works for you or not, because life is all about experimenting. So that's all. I hope you found it valuable. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel where I talk about books and self-improvement. Thanks for staying with me. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and take care.